Morning delegates from various countries. Morning members of the faculty of NIFT Mumbai. A number of designers, pretty ladies from various organizations present, and gentlemen. So I want to take you through what we are going to do.
I would like to invite Mr. Anand Kulkarni, Founder Director, Diota. Warm welcome, sir. A warm welcome to you. And finally, I would like to invite to join this August panel, Founder CEO Bayer, Ms. Shibani Jain. Friends, those who are sitting in the back, quietly, please take your tea, come back to your seat once the tea is ready. Don't get up collectively to take your tea. Thank you.
Design innovation was incorporated. And the objective of this company was very simple. You're a young student, you're a young entrepreneur, anywhere in the country with NIFT or outside NIFT, okay? You have an idea. How do you convert that idea into a business? There is a faculty member who has been teaching for such a long period of time, wants to go ahead and build business. There is an artisan somewhere in the system. How do we support this particular person? So this foundation came into existence with this particular requirement that we will provide hand-holding support from ground, from your idea stage itself, to a time when you are ready to roll out in the market. I have a colleague of mine, Dr. Rashmi. Dr. Rashmi, if you could stand up, please. Dr. Rashmi is a faculty and is the Chief Operating Officer of Smart Wearable Systems Mumbai. So what you see there on the stage are our focus areas. Home and spaces, that is inside NIFT Delhi. Apparel athleisure in NIFT Chennai. Smart wearable system led by Dr. Rashmi in NIFT Mumbai. And we are going to put up another one called Fashion and Lifestyles Accelerator. So whenever you start any new enterprise, you need to look at how do we run it. So thereby, Ministry of Textile has given us a grant and NIFT has given us a loan. So there are two organizations supporting us. This is an independent organization under the ministry, okay, with hand-holding support from NIFT. There are numbers. Being very transparent organizations, we are putting the numbers right in front of you, and we are also going to talk about the fact that what do we do with this money. We are buying equipment of various kind, cutting-edge equipment to be used by any citizen of India who makes a cut and becomes part of this incubator. And it's only when you want to, you're a young person, you will not be in a position to buy, for example, a 3D printer costing about 57 lakh rupees. We would provide access to that. Thereby, there are multiple machines we are purchasing. They'll be housed inside NIFT Mumbai for smart wearable systems and fashion lifestyle incubator. Some numbers for those who are interested in this. And this also goes out to my friends from the industry that we need your support. We want to build this ecosystem together. And when we build this ecosystem, all of us benefit. Whatever support Government of India can offer to you will be offered. I also say that, fine, today is what date? Are we reaching towards the end of the financial year? And somebody wants to donate to this organization and contribute to building this startup ecosystem, please do so. So we have all the paperwork in place for that. And I want you to specifically look at these drivers of the ecosystem. Instead of operating alone, it is better to get everyone together. And how do we do this together? So when you look at the drivers of the ecosystem, we would like governments of state, the government of India, and governments of multiple countries to come together on a single platform. When they come on a single platform, then it is easy to connect. And what better way to connect is then to have a digital ecosystem for that. So we are building that. We are looking at multiple organizations come in. I had a conversation with the NITRA. They are going to showcase all their machineries at a single place here under the system. And this is another very important thing, which is you cannot create an enterprise without a mentor who has done these things, not a mentor who has not done these things and is only verbalizing. We need guys on systems who have run. So people, for example, who have started their business, 5 years they've done something, they can help the younger lot. If we are able to create this kind of synergy, that people with 3 or 5 years of experience can be part of us as mentors to the next lot, it helps. When I look at senior corporate professionals, I find that there is a missing link. It is this person who has taken the risk, who knows the business in real sense. That person is more important to me. At the corporate level, yes, you've done great work, but the risk-taking capacity is with this person on ground. So I want to invite those kind of people on board to handhold the next generation of entrepreneurs. Multiple service providers, large corporates trying to understand what the problem is, and if we understand what the problem is, you create a startup related to solving that problem. Okay, so we would go ahead and create a register of problems. I also want to talk to my academic colleagues. You have done your PhDs. In the process of doing your PhDs, that particular PhD should serve the society. It should not be just an academic exercise, but you should commercialize your research. That's an important element. If you are not in a position to commercialize research, then, if I can use that word, it's a wastage of time and effort. It is necessary. The new India talks about these things and put it in action. Thereby, we are creating this kind of ecosystem. We're looking at gender diversity. We're looking at health. We're looking at environment. We are in touch with UNIDO. We are looking at the SDG 2030, how we can contribute in that space. Textiles has got a lot of role to play, huge role. We've been sitting with the UNIDO team in Delhi on a regular basis. These guys have been coming to NIFT, and we are trying to work out strategy. If there is a young person who is thinking differently and who can solve the problems of textile industry, please reach out to me, and I'll connect you to the UN team. We also have a gentleman from UN among us here also. During the lunch break, during the tea breaks, please network with people here. They need you, you need them. And once we put these two together, a lot of things can happen. So when we were doing this translation from one system to there are some issues. That's why it's not proper on the screen. But NFDI is an incubator which is looking at incubation and acceleration. And what is incubation? Can anyone answer this question? Simple. Okay. We pick up your idea, help you and support you and move forward. We are looking at R&D, we are looking at market validation and multiple other things. Please feel free to reach out to me. Under our policy, we have the concept of pre-incubation, incubation and acceleration. Moving on that. We've been working with multiple organizations. We have given space in Delhi in exhibitions at no cost. If you're part of the system, you will get a lot of things. But please reach out to us. Let us know what you want. If we do not know what you want, how do we take it up with the government? I am not an industry body. We are part of the government, okay? And we would like to ensure that if there are challenges, if there are better ways of doing things, please let us know and we'll take this forward. We are looking at internationalization. We've been meeting the diplomatic corps. We are in touch with a lot of embassies being based in Delhi, doing that. We'll support you. You want to reach out to some place? Fine, we'll help you do that. Here are some snippets of interactions with the commercial people have been visiting NIFT Delhi HO, working on that. Of course, we met the governor. We've been meeting. Multiple activities happened. We also did a similar event in Bangalore. After this, we are going to do in Mumbai. And then we are planning in the next financial year multiple activities. And this engagement is very important to us so that we know you, you know us, and we move from there. And so some thoughts there. So we want to look at mentors. We will be doing a lot of events. Startup India is a very important element. This is where my request to the industry present here. There are more than 7,000 odd startups registered under Startup India in the fashion and textile space. They need your support. Thereby we need that mentor connect who can help. They have got the recognition from government of India. What next? We have to do a lot of things there. Thereby if we come together, there we could achieve a lot. I'm working with Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. That also is an input to us. Corporate Connect, an important element. That's how we reach out. Remember, technology. I really believe that one of the oldest industry segment is textiles. And if we integrate technology to this, lot of possibilities emerge out. And there we are talking of specifically two things. I'm talking about blockchain and artificial intelligence. If we use these two elements from the demand side and from the supply side, we put that together, we would be in a position to enhance incomes in a major way. So we are doing some activities there. We are also getting connected to the Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program. So there are some of these things. We really would not have time to go in details, but see, look at the numbers. These are exact numbers as of 2-3 days ago. About 7,787. So we're working on that. So we've connected with certain industry partners. Of course, press has been supporting us. So what we did, there's young startups from NIFT, from outside, they went ahead and we gave them space. So there was one particular organization which was making shirts and other apparel made out of hemp and sustainability. So that became a very important element, and the huge amount of seller buying inquiries plus closure on that. With that, I'll draw to a close. These are questions of some future directions. We want to use textile infrastructure as a service. You have so much equipment lying in the country. Why don't we put together that in a platform and allow each citizen to use that? With this, I close, and over tea, lunch, wherever, we will have this conversation. I'm here for 2 days. And of course, NIFT Mumbai, you have Dr. Rashmi. And you know what? If I don't respond, she'll make my life miserable. That's how we work. Rashmi, won't you do that? And she always does that. And as students, you would also know this. Thank you so much. I appreciate this.
Thank you very much.
I'm Shibani Jain. I'm the founder of Biodesign, and we are an interior styling and design consultancy firm. We also have our own stores, and we work with Indian artisans extensively to bring their products into marketplaces and premium homes and corporate institutions.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Miss Sakina Ansari, a warm welcome to you. Please come this side.
No. Now most of the schemes.
And finally, Ms. Dolly, Bhasin, founder, SmartEdge. Madam, a warm welcome to you. Thank you. You all have got mics, and I've got it here that Dr. Ajit Nigam and Mr. Ganesh Kasekar are going to moderate.
Morning once again. And we're going to talk today about technology. And as I mentioned during my short introduction on NFDI, that we believe that technology can bring about a change. So what we would do is, I'm going to give about 2 to 3 minutes to each person to talk about how technology, especially things related to Web3, artificial intelligence, blockchain, AI, and whatever else, how this can make a change. And believe me, apart from these things where you have heard, we are going to have a surprise. We will talk about things from the natural world, learning from natural world in textiles will make a change. And I'm going to request Dolly ji to speak, but before that, would you like to say something?
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. Very well said. Textile industry is one of the oldest industry in the world, and of course India happens to be having a long legacy of the textile industry, and technology, which is an integral part of this industry, have been running this industry from past so many years. Now let's not talk only of technology on this platform, but the buzzing word around in the current world, and just now sir said about natural, something related to sustainability, and that's the buzzing word around in the industry. And if you are sustainable in the current world, and along with the technological support, then I think nothing can stop you all from gaining heights in reaching your goals in the market. So I think along with technology, let's talk of sustainability, and that should be beneficial for all.
Right. Thank you so much. So we're talking about a combination of technology from the traditional sense of mechanics and IT to a world which is natural. And so Dolly ji, please tell me what are your thoughts as far as technology is concerned from an Indian perspective. You've traveled the world, you understand. Do let us know.
Thank you, Ajit. So, my take on, in fact, I am not from the fashion world, I was from the IT world, but having worked with IM Khadi for some time as a director, I looked at the problem that India has in terms of not being able to really position themselves across the world of our rich heritage in terms of our textiles and also our khadi product. So when we talk about anything in the sustainable side of it, this is a big buzzword internationally, both from the consumer side as well as from the point of view of technology adoption internationally. Unfortunately, in India, we have not had this thing. So this prompted me to really start the SmartEdge FashionTech, where we are really looking at upscaling what is our offering through two things. One is basically the technology adoption for the growth of the entrepreneurship, the capability and the credibility of our products through a blockchain-based network, which will help both the farmers who grow the basic product right up to the entire value chain and the supply chain. At the same time, on the second side, we need to really look at in terms of what technology has to be used where, which actually means that we have to look at what are the problems in the industry. The problems in the industry really are in terms of there is a supply chain issue, there is an issue of market access, there is an issue of traceability and transparency in the entire value chain and the supply chain, as well as waste. And the sustainability aspect needs to be proved. We are not in a position to prove it. So we need to use technology effectively to make sure that we have the traceability across the entire sector. The second thing which is emerging in a big way is the concept of metaverse. It's the concept of using a digital twin of the fashion that you are creating. Fashion is incidentally the highest upscaling of the industry per se. And I think if we position ourselves through the fashion and also the digital fashion, we are going to really rule the world. And I've taken it on myself to really make sure that we really work on having the sensitization amongst the fashion designers as well as to the technology. And that is how I see the whole. Thank you.
Dolly, so I have an interesting question for you. You talked about metaverse, and the world is changing. And how should a young person sitting there look at the future, especially from the perspective of the digital twin, the metaverse, and how things would happen?
So that's a very difficult question to answer in 2 minutes. But if you can give me some time, I'd like to show a few slides, which is as late as yesterday. The metaverse fashion show has been done in London, and I can show and demonstrate that as to how it can be really. If you permit me,
Would you like to do it now?
if possible.
So let's have the
We can have the discussion. So the basic this thing is how to answer your question. Fashion is something which is very exclusive. Is something that really represents you. It gives you an extra character to whatever you're offering. Unfortunately, all products cannot be taken internationally, but the digital mediums really allow you to take it to any kind of geography without any this thing. And also, you can actually have an immersive experience. Now, that immersive experience is something that is, there are two new areas as we talked about blockchain. Blockchain is one of the very, very important technology which allows a mechanism in the digital world which gives a smart edge towards the fashion industry per se, as well as the sustainability in the other areas. So I just talked about the supply chain integration and transparency, but in the fashion, I'd like to emphasize that in the fashion industry, fashion is something where you can actually create a different persona of yourself digitally. You might not be physically be in London, but if you are participating in the fair that is just going on right now, there you can actually represent yourself through an avatar, which is basically, and they are wearing the garments that you have designed. So you are basically trying to really showcase yourself in a near real world kind of scenario. And not only that, you can have an auction of your products right there in the digital metaverse. Metaverse is nothing but a digital world which actually represents something which is done in the real world. So now we are trying to really merge this, and very soon you will see that this merging becomes so common that you will be seeing a lot of activity happening in the metaverse, in the fashion industry, in Milan, in London. These things have become so common that now people are buying and transacting. Brands are actually adopting this and creating new products, new NFTs. This is NFT is another area where through NFT you can actually sell your products, sell the tickets of your fashion show, actually have premium products really distributed through the NFTs, and so on and so forth. So that would basically, I would say in a short is where the world is moving. And having interacted with about 20 entrepreneurs at SBC FashionTech Milan, I have gained a lot of insight into how the world is moving. And there are people who are working on sustainability on one side and also on immersive experiences. What India has an edge on the technology, if we can bring it down to really merging the two things, the sustainability as well as the technology prowess, I think we have a long, long way to go. What we did in the when NASSCOM really started promoting India as a services hub for BPOs, we can do the same thing and we can repeat the same thing with the fashion tech person.
Thank you, Dolly ji, for this. So from her perspective, a different world of tomorrow, a world which I can't even visualize. I don't know, will we have a world with clothes or without clothes? Metaverse tomorrow, I don't know. Do we really go and buy out physical clothes? I mean, will physical clothes be just a commodity? I don't know. That's a world we need to look at. And so, you're a fashion icon.
Fashion consultant.
And a fashion consultant who understands things. Traveled the world, you've been to India a number of times, you understand the Indian fashion and how India should go and make a mark in the world using technology. So that is what we would like to hear from you.
Yes, sure. Please, first let me introduce myself. I am a fashion consultant since 1995. I am from Lebanon. I study fashion designer and jewelry designer. And I travel a lot to the country of the world. I visit India since 2005, and I cooperate with a lot of designer in India. You can say from class A, Amit Agarwal, Manish Malhotra, Manish Arora, all this designer. I visit a lot of fashion week. I am invited to the lot of textile fair in India. And my role in India is mainly to help new designer, to grow their market, mainly in the Gulf countries, like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar. So it's not easy to do this kind of business, because now after Corona, everything coming digital. So about this technology, I visit last time Paris, Who's Next Fair, and they begin talk about this technology. But I believe that it will take time. Not 1 year, 2 years, it will take more than 5 years to be acceptable, especially in our area, in the Arabic countries. So I think now it's better to grow your network on the digital marketing. When I say digital, I say Facebook, Instagram, and now we have TikTok, more exposure. You can sell through this network more, and you can put your design more in different kind of online shop who accept multi-designer. The Indian designer are very attractive in our area. A lot of client. I told you, mainly India, Korea, and Turkey. So each country have different style. The style of fabric in India, the embroidery, the design, are very famous for the lady in Arabic country. They like it. Example, when the lady go to the store and they see Indian design or Turkish or Korea, she go first to the Indian design. So the designers, they are very creative here. They need more push. I am ready to help them because my experience is 25 years in this fashion industry. I am ready to negotiate any kind of business with all the designer, guide them and help them to grow the market there, and put their product also in some exhibition there, because I believe that the new generation, they have a lot of ideas here. So, what else?
Right. You have a question?
Yeah, Mr. Ramez, I would like to ask you a question about, you have been looking into the industry from the past 25 years, as you said, and you have been in contact with the many designers, top-class designers, and many of the industrialists. We are talking of sustainability and technology. How do you look upon, because you have been in India from past so many years, doing business with the Indian entrepreneurs. When it comes to a claim of any sustainability things, And when we are talking on the international platform, from my perspective, I am clear, but from your vision, because you are on the other side of the table, looking at these words from the international market to various countries, how do you look upon the claims from the Indian industry regarding the sustainability, the authenticity of the same, and how important it will be in coming times in the global market?
They begin to understand sustainability in our area. Before, they don't understand it. But we have to explain for them this kind of work. It's easy to let them understand, but we have, I think, not all the buyer coming here. This is the point, especially after Corona. And digital, you cannot show them this kind of things. It's better that we can, in the future, arrange some physical demonstration in our country with some sample so that they can begin understand. There is, I find some product in Qatar and Kuwait who are sustainability, and I see that people begin demanding this kind of the garment. Yes.
Thanks.
So you feel that technology has its own limitation, and in a world we are hit by Corona and the wars, and travel is a challenge, and we are trying to do it through digital media. Yet the kind of work which you can do by a physical interaction is much more simpler and easier, and not everything can be done using technology.
Can be first example when the client know the designer and he see it physically. After he can order and he can demand from any country of world. But first he must see and test the quality. And we face, to be clear with you, we face some problem with some Indian designer about the late of the order and some quality. I mean not too much, maybe 5-10%. Because also sometime when we begin Corona since 2 years, so a lot of order have been late, not only in India, in Turkey and in Korea, in different country. So if they know and see the quality first, physical, guarantee after they can order online, because there is 2-3 famous platform in India, they accept a lot of order from Arabic region there.
Very interesting. So I'm going to ask my moderator this. So you are from an organization called GOTS, and certifications are an important element to you. Do you think certification process without the need for a physical interaction, maybe on the sample side also, can that make a change? I don't know, things have not happened, but is that possible?
Well, certification claims are not that easy, you know. There are a lot of things to be evaluated, a lot of things to be highlighted, a lot of things to be, you know, discussed, the testimonials for all these things. So just having a physical sample in your hand and going ahead with saying, okay, this is sustainable, is not going to be that easy. As very first ma'am said that there is the point she raised was of the traceability. And when we talk of all such compliances claims or sustainability claims or such certifications, the traceability should be very clear right from the origin up to the final product. And the entire supply chain should be a part of this. Not only this, but also the surrounding industry around the supply chain should be a coherent part of these certification processes. So it's but obvious just by having a digital image or just by having a product in your hand, you can claim it to be a sustainable. You have to follow all the stringent and vigorous policies and the standard policies claimed, laid down by all these standards to claim your product to be sustainable. And that's the only way ahead.
So maybe blockchain can do something there? Any thoughts?
Of course, when we talk of traceability, blockchains are going to be an integral part of all these, and various certification bodies, even the standard owners like us, are also looking upon on these type of solutions in future. We are working on all those on those parameters.
Okay, very interesting, very interesting. So I want to move on to the next person there, and that is, no, that's ma'am, because I want to keep you for the last, and want to hear from you that what is possible in the trade using technology as a medium, and how we can go about that.
Hello.
Yeah, you're fine, ma'am.
Fine. Yeah. Thank you for having me here, and it's a pleasure to have a wonderful audience. See, I come from a design background. I've been designing for the past 25 years. and I'm not from the IT background. But I know that, yes, IT is the future, and I can understand IT because all my kids speak the same language. Yeah? Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, louder? Yeah. Okay, so I think we are caught up in this meaningless dichotomy of losing our, identity, creating sustainable products because the handloom sector is plagued by low-cost imitations, and that's the huge problem that I see, and I would like to address that. So definitely the way out is only with our AI and blockchain, and now we talk about smart textiles, or it's called the electronic textile, where a component is fixed and you know what a fabric is all about. So you know about fashion. And we talk about our industry as the largest provider of employment, and still we cannot boast of a great economy. So how are we going to do? Have we failed to protect the handloom sector? Because I am addressing the handlooms only. Right. And of course, textiles is a part of it. And I have been working with weavers for many years, and I've seen this weaver for the past 20 years, and he's still on the same level. So we definitely need intervention. We need design intervention as well as, of course, your technology. And I'm thinking of also ergonomics. You cannot only keep talking about your 200-year-old history or whatever, because I have also experienced the looms which help you explore your creativity. It's not about skills. Even an 8-year-old child can weave, sit on the loom and weave. So that is ergonomics. You need to, evolve there. So that is the change that we can make with our AI or whatever IT you're going to be using. And that is Greek and Latin to me, but again, yes, of course, I do resonate with all of you.
You have a question?
Yeah, I have a question for you,
Sure.
Sakina. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. You specifically mentioned the handloom industry.
Yes.
When we talk of all these technology and the claims and everything, for bigger industries, they are quite ready. They have the expertise, they have the
Yes.
team
Yeah.
to come under the scope of various standards and compliances. But when we talk of such a decentralized sector like handlooms, where one particular man may be having a loom in his home,
Yeah.
okay, he may be making the finest of the products,
Yes.
finest of the quality, but unfortunately, because of some sort of the other things, he cannot claim himself sustainable or can't claim to his product as standard to the top companies. If we really want to bring this decentralized sector under one roof and elevate them from a certain level to a top level, I'm sure that you must be doing this, and I would like to understand what are the challenges that you are facing while elevating their position from one position to elevate them to a top position.
There's a lot of things happening. I mean, there's a lot of lobbying, and then of course we speak about the weavers leaving their jobs, and we talk about resources that are depleting. There are many things that are happening. So it starts with your farm. You need to connect to your land first. It starts with your farming. So it is farm to loom. So, and the small-scale industries need intervention. They are the ones who need intervention, who need support. We should have more training centers in all these pockets, where they are the main ones who need support, because they're not laborers. They're artisans. So we need to be proud of them. But we're not treating them that way. So that is where we need to make a huge difference. We need to change that, our mindsets. So we need to be sustainable. So we have to leave less carbon footprints, and this is the right direction to go. We need that support, definitely. Small-scale industries should enjoy what they're doing. With the ergonomics of the looms, they should, because creativity should flow. It's not only about skills. It's also about creativity, and your mind will expand, and you're giving back to society in your own way. Yes. So, and a small drop will become an ocean. Yeah.
Thanks for the answer. I think we have a lot of things to be done together, so I'll call you definitely.
Sure, thank you.
And so we have been discussing some very interesting issues. Biomimicry in textiles. Does that even make sense? Or can we use this as a concept to create new product lines, new thoughts, link it with technology and move forward? So you're a scientist, and let's hear from him.
Yes, first of all, I would like to thank all the panelists over here, the organizers of today's conclave on GlobalSpin Trade Conclave. So I'm extremely thankful for inviting me, to interact with you people. I'm a representation of Mother Nature today. And sir has given me an opportunity to, communicate with you people from Mother Nature. So I'm thankful for that. Day before yesterday, we just, met at Governor's
We just met in Governor's house.
Day before yesterday. And we spoke about something. And they said that you have to be here for the interaction. So that much, kind of impetus or support NIFT and I'm Khadi and Udan is giving to the panelists also. So students should mark this particular point. So this is the kind of support they are extending. So yes, definitely there are, certain things that we basically were working for unraveling the secrets of Mother Nature. So unraveling the Nisarga Sutra, I must say, because if we unravel the Nisarga Sutra, because technology, what we are having today, millions of years, this technology are already existing in, nature. And we are just mimicking nature. So what is biomimicking? It's nothing but the imitation of technology, imitation of nature. Okay? So what animals and plants and even microbes, they're having a very effective solution in Mother Nature, and they are based on different aspects or attributes. That is, first is aesthetic, durability, then functioning and price. Mean how much inputs you are putting into, that comes to the price, but more importantly the functionality in nature. So how our products is going to function, their durability, and their aesthetic part and pricing. So these are the four components, they are utmost important, and these four components are already there in Mother Nature. So here comes the importance of the biomimicry. So basically in biomimicry, if you can see, there are a number of important points like super hydrophobicity, self-cleaning, self-repair, energy conservation, drag reduction, dry adhesion, adaptive growth, and so on. So basically, if you take an example, why these fabrics are there, why these things are there, basically they are a protective mechanism. Okay, they also act as a cushioning mechanism, and even they act as a, in aesthetic to attract the opposite sex too. So protection, attraction, and then nurturing of their young ones, or probably because if you can see leaf structure, if you can see a seed, there you will find a different kind of fabrics. Okay, a seed having a cushion of a certain plant material, which may act as a thermoregulators. It can, protect the seed from the thermal shocks. So my, suggestion or my appeal to the NIFT or I'm Khadi or rest of the panelists over here, that we have to, go to our basic, go to our roots, explore various technology in Mother Nature, and we have to give, support, or we have to extend on all kind of support to the basic sciences, basically, sir. Sir, NIFT or I am Khadi, we should have a separate entity who can explore various technologies which are there in nature. If you can promote, if you can support those people, they can definitely come up with various ideas. Because, see, I'm a basically scientist. I'm Dr. Sachin Puneker, founder of Biospheres. You all know Biospheres is the places on Mother Earth where life dwells, basically. And I'm published a very small book, a 2.5 kg weight. So if you don't read it, use it as a, for your exercise. So you can find the 1,000 color photographs over here. So this is the work of, say, 9 years of work that we have put in this particular book. So we have extensively researched in forest areas, and we have documented all flora, fauna, their kind of interactions in that. So my earnest request is, sir, if you can provide a kind of support to the basic sciences, they will come up with very new ideas. and that we can easily mimic into the technologies. So it's my humble request to you, sir.
So from a functionality perspective, let's look and explore. We have not done that in reality.
Yeah.
There is some work which has happened, but this gives us a direction.
Yes.
What Mother Nature does it in reality. Can we bring some of those concepts in the fashion industry?
Yes.
And the minute we start talking about sustainability, these elements start becoming important, and we start to look at technology and its use there.
Yeah. So may I talk
Yes,
something?
yes, please.
See, there are technologies. I would like to cite one or two examples. You all aware about, crematogaster ant? म्हणजे मराठीमध्ये त्याला मुंगी म्हणतात, मुंगी. हां, तर मुंगीकडनं शिकण्यासारखं पण खूप आहे.
Can you also speak in English? We have foreign delegates also.
See, there is a species of ant, ant. It belongs to the genus called as crematogaster. You know what it does? That ant basically harvests, certain grass epidermis, okay? Certain silica-rich material from the grasses, and with the saliva of that silica-rich grass material, they prepare a kind of material, and they built a very fine nest right in the canopy of the forest, and that is called as pagoda ant. Pagoda ant. You can Google it, pagoda ants. So basically, that fabric or material is hydrophobic in nature, and that particular nest, pagoda ants, they are typical of high precipitation areas in Western Ghats. So not a single drop of water goes inside the nest. Okay. So we have to learn from these insects because they have been using this technology for millions of years. So we have to decode Mother Nature. We have to unravel the Nisarga Sutra with certain things. So there are a number of examples. We used to, being a researcher, we used to see these technologies, they are existing in the nature. We have to simply observe it and made an application and made into this, kind of technology which human being wants today. And for the human being comfort, that we can mimic that. So there are a number of things. Even you can take an example of a tree bark. Why the bark of the trees are different? So you can get different designs, you can get different textures, and those designs are already existing in Mother Nature. So similarly, there are pollen grains, similarly there are seeds which have different surface coating. They may be echinate, they may be hairy, they may be smooth. Why they are so? Because असं नाहीये की देवाला वाटलं की बाबा आज गुळगुळीत सीड सरफेस हवा आहे, एकाला पाहिजे की त्याला काटे हवेत, असं नाहीये. There is a rationale behind this. There is a science behind this, and we have to unravel those secrets. And with the help of researchers, sir, definitely we can unravel that, and we will definitely bring into the technology what human being wants today, and that is the need of hour.
All right, thank you. To you, you've heard a totally different perspective. Now you're a fashion consultant.
Yes.
Okay, and I want to ask this: have you heard and this as a direction in which fashion industry can go? Using biomimicry, understanding what's happening in Mother Nature, and using that as a design the process both for aesthetics and functionality?
It can be done, but it will take time to let the client understand this technology. It's not easy. People not understand now how they can buy, example, Roberto Cavalli in $10 on the online. So I think it will take time to let the people and the client understand. But it will be successful in the final, and the people, they will love it and they will buy it, sure. Now, as I mentioned you, people and the student must go and understand such kind of technology. But they cannot sell now. I think they cannot sell now. It will take time to reach this opportunity. And the mentality of different region in all the country, let's say in Europe, I'm also based in Stockholm. So when I am in Stockholm and when I come to Kuwait, there is different mentality. Short example, in Europe, they buy everything online. But if we're talking about our area, where there is a lot of money, they don't buy everything online. They want to see and they want to touch this kind of things. But they begin especially after Corona, they begin by. But my guide to the designer, all this new designer, not only focus on the design, no. You have to go to the price. Price is very important. And the Indian designer, they have a lot of competitor in different countries, as I said, in Turkey and in Korea, in China. So, and after Corona, the embroidery work less on the design. We can say, example, bridal gowns can be by client before around 15,000 euro. But now she cannot pay more than 5,000 euro about this. And now the fashion, if you talk all around the world, is not more on the embroidery. It's more on the design and the price. So we have to follow these two things when you have to grow your name. Any designer from you, he can sell whatever. But you want to follow this 3 points, the design and the quality of the fabric and the price. Because if I travel a lot, and the client, he first check the price. It's not like before. He check the price and then he can take a size of the design and then he can buy. This is the life now. We cannot go back. So this thing is very important for now.
Right, thank you. Dolly ji, 2 minutes on what you've heard, and if you could summarize from your perspective. And I'm going to ask this to each one of you, that based upon the discussion we have had, what are your thoughts on, before I open this to questions, comments and observations to the floor?
So I'd like to really add on the biomimicry side, as far as the biomimicry.
Can you take it up, please?
Yeah. So when we talk about biomimicry, there's something, actually, if you follow the international, Stanford and MIT have been doing a lot of research on biomimicry. I happened to attend one of the, very recently, about 2 months back, a workshop on how do we use biomimicry in the fashion area. And I'd like to share 3 examples. One in terms of aesthetics. In terms of aesthetics, the biomimicry has been adopted mostly in the fashion industry by the use of the mermaid. Mermaid is half fish, half human kind of representation, which I don't know whether it really exists or not, but there's a lot of research which has happened in that area. And the fish-like structure has been adopted in the fashion industry in a big way by developing gowns which give the kind of flexibility what a fish has. The fins basically give the breathing ability through the fins that are there. So that has been mimicked in the gowns and so on and so forth. So this is one example. The other example that personally interested me a lot is use of not pure fashion, but basically smart wearables, where the technologies, the biomimicry of through examples like we have in India, we have a plant which is called Chui Mui. I don't remember the technical name of it, which touch me not. Yeah, but the technical name is basically the representation where you can, what it does is when you touch it, it basically contracts. There is a proper chemical analysis of why this happens, and if that is mimicked in the garments that we wear, they become smart, this thing, and which gives you an indication that there is some danger around you, and that can be really, that sense can be really relayed to multiple set of peoples, and there's a lot of research happening on it. And the third example, which is the most relevant to us in India, is the silk rearing. Currently, our silk rearing has a lot of problems in the way we are actually rearing silk, and there is a lot of waste which is happening, and a lot of people complain about the cruelty to the process per se for the worms which are there. So to really do this, MIT has been working on it, on creating a cocoon-related kind of structure where the silk is basically being reeled right in a big, huge kind of a dome in which the worm is really going across, and by mimicking the kind of hive that the bees use, as well as combining the silk spinning process and this thing, the whole worms and all are basically placed in that structure, and it keeps moving in those beehive kind of structure dome, and the silk really gets the silk is basically spun out of that particular process rather than killing the worms. So this is a direct example of how two different kind of species have been mimicked and basically brought in to really improve the production of the. So in nutshell, what we need to really do is to really learn from what the researchers are doing and how we can adapt it in the overcoming the problems of the fashion industry. Fashion has a lot of lacuna. They have this most polluting, second largest polluting sector, but at the same time it has a lot of potential in terms of earning revenues. And it's about, if we really look at the circular economy, it is going to really be touching $2.5 trillion kind of economy, and right now it is $2.5 trillion, and it is expected to grow to $5 trillion economy. And what is the kind of aim that India has? I think if we really touch on the circular economy model, we can actually achieve $5 trillion. We can contribute towards that $5 trillion just by using the fashion tech. And it includes all the aspects of removing the inefficiencies of the thing through the use of effective technology, whether it is pure technologies or whether it is biomimicry or whether it is in terms of managing the waste and managing the sustainability aspects.
Thank you, Dolly ji. You gave us great examples how this can be done on ground. And we have seen that if we learn from nature, as a topic which you brought in, and use that into smart wearables. Dr. Rashmi here, I don't see her. Okay, smart wearable incubator, please reach out to Dr. Rashmi if you can think what's happening in the nature, and you can put this on ground. She is a great resource person to have here. And our friend here has also offered seeing these young, vibrant would-be designers and people from the industry. If you want to move forward, you want to reach out to the Middle East, he is the person to go to. You can actually meet him, talk to him. You're building a business, it reaches a certain stage, and why don't you talk about what you do?
Yes, about my experience. I love the Indian designer. I like their design. So for me, I am ready to cooperate with them, to open market for them. Whatever is younger, new generation, professional, you can communicate with me through email. You can send me your portfolio, your design. I am open to promote them, and also if they need to go and work in the Gulf country, I am ready to help them, to do business with them, because there is a lot of demand for the Indian designer in the Gulf country. So no hesitate to contact me anytime. I will send my contact with the company after.
Right. Thank you so much for this offer.
Thank you.
The fashion fraternity, both students and the designers and the industry, please take this offer and work with them. We would be more than happy to support you. Ma'am from a National Institute is here. She'll be in a position to support you, and we'll move forward. And while we are talking about this, our friend who's talking about biomimicry wants to say something.
Thank you, Nigam sir, for giving this opportunity again. See, we were discussing about various examples. I would like to cite one very small example. There is a bee called as stingless bee, stingless bee or a solitary bee. Generally in the forest area, there is a plant called as Canarium strictum. म्हणजे ज्याला आपण धुपाचं झाड म्हणतो, राळ धूप आपण जाळतो. So basically, it oozes out secondary metabolites, some chemicals. So the bee harvests that particular, secondary metabolites, bring back to the nest and plaster the nest. Because the secondary metabolites, they are antimicrobial in nature. Okay. So there should not be any infection to the nest. So in textile industries, in the leather or maybe it is cloth, in moisture-rich areas, there may be, you will find certain infections to the clothes or leather. So if you can use that secondary metabolites in those textile products, probably we can avoid these infections. So we have to mimic from the nature, learn basics from the nature. And sir, I would like to suggest one thing. Definitely in the digital era, we have a number of initiatives which, create a kind of awareness about various products of textiles and other things. But we have a number of entities like different, government departments, like postal department. So if we can make judicial use of the postal departments, we can do wonders. Probably we have GI tag textile products in India. So if we can maybe publish a kind of pictorial postcards on GI tag textile products of India, or probably different states or different provinces, they have their unique, products with us. So to promote our own products, if you can have such, pictorial postcards with us. So this is about plant. It's a pictorial postcard, and it is a government-approved, pictorial postcards. And from our each state, if you can promote pictorial postcards of our product, that will be a biggest impetus for our products. So we can sensitize people and we can reach across the globe with our local products. So that thing I would like to share with you, sir. Similarly, we can have a special cover. It is called as Vishesh Avaran of postal departments. And you can see here, it is Solapur Chadar. Solapur Chadar, it is there on the special cover. And actually, it's a piece of cloth. Here, you can see. It's a piece of Solapur Chadar on the special cover. So similarly, our products, if we can, put on special covers, we can sensitize the globe. Similarly, we have very important indigenous products like Ghongdi. आपले धनगर आहे, nomads आहेत. So Ghongdi is the fine product, and we are only restricted to the, as a blanket. But number of things we can do wonders with the Ghongdi. So such, native products, our ethnic knowledge should, properly tap and bring into technologies to promote our basically ethnic sciences, sir. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.
Ma'am, would you like to say something on that?
What each one of you have spoken, I think will resonate with all of us out here. And all I would like to say is we need to be more conscious, and we should know what we are buying and what goes behind the making of it. So that is very important. And if each one of us do that, I think we are in for a better world. And I'm sure handlooms can really be glorified like in the past. We should be progressing in leaps and bounds. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for that. Now, I would like to open this for questions. There are a lot of people who want to ask questions.
Yeah, but we'll allow 3.
We can have more if there is...
We'll see. So one is this lady, you have lifted up your hand. I'll come to you next.
Dr. Rashmi?
If I ask the question in this forum, my students will also get to hear the answers.
Absolutely.
So I'm coming closer, but the thing is, you all, I know you are from GOTS, you represent, and it talks about organic textile standards. And time and again, me also being a faculty, our students do want to do several projects related to sustainability, and then we pull them back saying, first you need to understand what is sustainability. Very often they get confused between organic and sustainable. And I understand organic is a subset of everything which is organic may not be sustainable, need not be. So I was just, like you people were discussing, so what are your opinions, like from all of you, about the Sustainable Apparel Coalition, which has come up with Higgs Index, which is trying to standardize, you know, you were talking how to say it, which is sustainable. So they have this score, and we teach them partially. We do not have the licensed version. So what are your opinion? Like, can that be one tool to, because I have people, like you are from Biospheres, so you people are from that environment. So I would like to know so that they also get benefited out of this. So what is your take on it?
Yeah. Thanks. That question is really close to our hearts. First of all, there is a very minute difference between what is natural and what is organic. Everything is, we need to understand the basic differences between this. Since we all are here from the textile fraternity, I would just like to take one, I would like to give a small example how we differentiate between what is organic. Cotton happens to be we call cotton as the king of fibers because it is the most dominantly used fiber across the world. And then we are very proud to announce and we are very proud to know that world's 51% of organic cotton supply comes from India. 51% of certified organic cotton comes from India. In addition to that, more than almost we are having 15,000, close to 15,000 certified companies which are producing organic textiles. And within that also, again, India is the topmost supplier of organic textiles in the global world. So the responsibility along with the pride is more on us. The standard is based on based on three parameters: social, environmental, and ethical. These are the three big pillars of the organic, the GOTS standard. If we keep on talking about GOTS itself, it will take a whole day, but I would like to clear only one point that you have asked me over here. What is the difference? In the organic standard of the textiles, we don't allow any genetically modified organisms. We don't allow any GMO seed or a cotton which is grown by using GMO seed to be covered under the GOTS. All the other fibers which are grown naturally as per the organic standard and which falls under the IFOAM family. In India, the organic standard is governed by APIDA. Likewise, in US and in Europe, there are various other agencies which cover this term organic. In many of the countries, like in US, the word organic is legally protected. So, as an advisory, I would like to tell you that when you are using this word organic for your business perspective, please keep in mind that which country you are exporting to, because somewhere it is legally protected and you should not be, have a victim of having a wrong claims on your product, which will harm your name and harm our country's name also, because we are the largest supplier of organic cotton. So this is the major difference, that we don't allow genetically modified organism seeds. All natural, all the cotton and every like silk and all should be grown in a natural processes. And there is a complete system how to be followed. We are very much open. Previously in past also for NIFT, my ex-colleagues have already organized some training sessions, for the students. And we always welcome such moves. And if you need, we can always come to your institute and give a special training program and a one-day seminar for explaining about in-depth knowledge about the organic textiles. So I think for now, considering the time constraint, this is okay.
Okay, thank you. This is mine.
About that, sustainable fashion concerns not just addressing fashion textiles or products, but also addressing the whole system of fashion. There is where the differentiation basically lies. When we really use sustainable fashion, we are not only addressing the textile or the basic this thing, but the whole value chain, whole supply chain. And when we look at this thing, there are the social aspects, the cultural aspect, the ecological and the financial systems. That's often ignored. When we talk about sustainable products and we really have the production done in Bangladesh or in India and being used in US, that's not sustainable fashion. Because there is so much of cost which is really incurred in transportation, which actually loses out the sustainability aspect. At the same time, when we really look at, we also have to look at the user. The user is a very important element which gets missed out when we are talking about standards. When we are talking about, so the consumer, the way he is consuming the product, so not only on the production process, but also on the consumption process. We have to sensitize the users to use sustainable fashion, which effectively means that the sensitization has to be done two prongs, from the production side as well as from the consumption side, where all of these really come together to form what is called a system thinking approach, where we really bring in multiple stakeholders together and try to find out how we can synergize towards a more sustainable way.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, Ms. Kanika, you want to?
So I'd like to address this to the doctor scientist, Sholapur, that chadar. So, I think, isn't it important to make our traditional arts and crafts contextual? And I think that is where the designers come in. I mean, designing so much in the segment of home fashions and, hotel fashions, I would love to use a Sholapuri chadar, okay, on a bed back of a, hotel, the rooms. But the point is, it's so difficult, transforming their mindsets. One has to really do some kind of a jugalbandi with the craftsman, in terms of the designer has to make that extra leap, extra step. And I think 50 years back, whatever the Sholapur chadar was and everything else in our traditional, arts and crafts was all very good, because now the times have changed. Just as you are embracing technology and, like Madam said, metaverse, same way I think we have to take leaps and bounds in transforming the artisans to meet what the consumer wants today. So I think that's going to be an extra effort, and that's where then acceptance for the crafts will also come, because we have so much wealth in the same, in this field.
Yes, it's a very valid kind of question, observation rather, I said.
In this field.
Yes, it's a very valid kind of question, observation rather, I said.
In this field.
Yes, it's a very valid kind of question, observation rather, I said.
In this field.
Yes, it's a very valid kind of question, observation rather, I said.
In this field.
Yes, it's a very valid kind of question, observation rather, I said.
In this field.
Yes, it's a very valid kind of question, observation rather, I said.
In this field.
Yes, it's a very valid kind of question, observation rather, I said.
In this field.
Yes, it's a very valid kind of question, observation rather, I said.
In this field.
Yes, it's a very valid kind of question, observation rather, I said.
In this field.
Yes, it's a very valid kind of question, observation rather, I said.
So many people worked for quite a bit of time to ensure that this event happened. And so this event was not only here, it happened in Bangalore, Mumbai, and as we go to Delhi, we would try to integrate everything together and take baby steps to build such an ecosystem together. Thank you so much, and it was lovely working with you guys.
Mr. Yash Arya, there is a validity session, the last session, now. Okay. So everybody please come, whoever is sitting here, come on the stage for a group photograph. Whoever is sitting here. We have just lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever is here, please come in the front. On the stage for a group photograph. Whoever is sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever is here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please come in the front. The stage for a group photograph. Whoever's sitting here. Lost the students, they've gone away. But whoever's here, please. This was a panel discussion, technology interventions in textile. Please give one final round of applause to our great panelists and moderators and to Mr. Yasharya. Thank you. I am announcing lunch.